Our next guest is taking on the NCAA, suing over its rules on student athletes financially benefiting from their name, image, and likeness, or NIL. Let's welcome Tennessee Attorney General Jonathan Skrmetti. Tennessee and Virginia both filed suit in January against the NCAA, saying that their NIL rules are anti-competitive and a violation of federal antitrust law. A federal court has granted a preliminary injunction in the case. Thanks for joining us. Both sides, Mr. Attorney General, are digging in, it seems, and I don't know how this finally plays out. The amount of money we're talking about, I think it's $17 billion. It wouldn't exist without the players. But
That's
then again,
exactly right.
It funds all the other sports at the schools. I don't know. We have to think about all the ramifications, but make your case.
Sure. I mean, so the bottom line is we wouldn't have college sports without college athletes. There is enormous money involved in this, and everybody else involved is getting rich. But these kids, most of whom are not going to go on to play professionally, are putting their bodies on the line. They're working hard. They're providing incredible value, and they're not getting anywhere near the return on that they should, given their contribution. The money is there. People are willing to pay them. And we have this archaic anti-competitive set of rules that has disadvantaged the kids and really distorted the way college sports works.
Do you think what happened at Dartmouth or what pending at USC, perhaps, will there be? How will the courts decide on unionization for college athletes?
Well, I don't love the chances of any administrative law decisions that get made under the current administration, especially in the labor context. So legally, I don't know where they're going to go, but I think because the value involved varies so widely from conference to conference and school to school and sport to sport, that unionization is not the cleanest way to do this. I think it's going to create a lot of obstacles to the schools continuing to provide the spectrum of athletics that they currently do.
Given all the interested parties and constituencies, what, in your view, how should we do this?
Well, I mean, the immediate goal is to get the lawyers out of it and let the people who understand athletics get back in the driver's seat, and that means not being engaged in anti-competitive conduct. I think NIL is great because it doesn't necessarily involve the schools. You can have these external collectives. There's no Title IX implications from it. It's really just the value that the players have as marketing forces. And so you're able to respond to the fact that some players are more popular than others. Some players have better name recognition than others. You can reward the ones that are really out there without radically reinventing a system and creating a whole new set of burdensome rules within each university's athletics department.
So what did the NCAA tell the University of Tennessee? What happened there? There was recruiting, or what's the crux of this issue that you're dealing with?
So the outline of it was there was an alleged recruiting violation. There was never a notice of allegations presented to the university. Our lawsuit went in shortly after the rumor broke that this was coming. But I think the idea is that there was some sort of collusion between the NIL collective and the university. The problem with the NCAA is the rules are so micromanagey that one little inadvertent conversation can carry incredible consequences for a program. It can really hurt kids who haven't done anything wrong. And the arbitrariness of enforcement just deprive the institution of legitimacy. I mean, I've never been as popular as when I went up against the NCAA.
You think the NCAA has a future? Because I have heard people raise questions about that.
Well, I mean, I think it's hard to imagine that, for a bowling team or a rifle team, that there's a lot of competition, that the conferences want to take that over. I think with respect to football and basketball and baseball, it's a real question. I mean, there may be a future for the NCAA, but you can really envision a more conference-oriented future, especially given the amount of money involved. It seems like the schools might be interested in directing more of that into places they have tighter control.
Oh, man, we're going to be talking about this for years to come, I think, Mr. Attorney General. What do you think University of Tennessee really wants? to happen for all this? I mean, it's very lucrative for colleges, isn't it, to not to not compensate the athletes?
I mean, it's lucrative in the short run, but the athletes deserve it. I mean, they're providing incredible value. You go to Neyland Stadium, it is rocking every home game, contributes hundreds of millions of dollars a year to the East Tennessee economy. I think the school wants fair, clear rules that are enforced in a reasonable way. They are not looking to hose the students. They're looking to provide a foundation for college athletics that brings the university together, that keeps the alums interested and engaged in the university, that contributes to the community. But they don't need this enforcer out there just playing whack-a-mole, picking winners and losers and imposing incredible penalties on them. I think that's what the problem was that drove all this.
And University of the Volunteers, you think Elite Eight, Sweet 16, you have any? I'm trying to fill out a bracket, and I thought I bet on them and won before, but then I've lost pretty badly a couple of times. How do you know on any given night, Mr. Attorney General? You got a way that I can... Go ahead.
They're a special team. They had a rough go against Mississippi State, but I hope that puts a chip on their shoulder. So I would get them at least to the Elite Eight.
You saw what happened to Houston with a crappy team was that. They weren't crappy, but they got you just on any given night. You know what? That's why they play the game, I think.
It's the beauty of the tournament.